$90 light kit
versus $2,000 light kit. Does more expensive mean more better?
Let's find out. Thank you to eBay Motors for sponsoring today's video. At the start of the season, I told you how eBay Motors has parts and cars to fit any budget, which is great. However, at the time, I didn't realize how dang low our budget was. At the time of this recording, Hilo has currently spent a total of $19,495. That's almost 20 grand. You wanna know how much we've been allowed to spend so far? $4,000. So whether you've got a hefty, some would say greedy high budget, or a more manageable, humble, salt of the earth low budget like me, eBay Motors has everything you're looking for. And best of all, you know you can rely on them because of all the added protection eBay Motors provides. From their vehicle production program to their money-back guarantee, there's no better place to start pricing out your own high or low truck. Head on over to eBay Motors, download the app, or just click the link in the description below. Now, I gotta get back to work. Doing great, Aaron. I'll be there in a few minutes. Just need a little break. We bought two nearly identical Toyota Tacomas, and we've been modifying them to be fun daily drivers that you can take literally anywhere.
Except for the ocean. One Taco gets expensive parts and the other one gets cheap parts.
Then we test them to see which components are worth spending your hard-earned cash on.
It is a fact that everyone's slimy little eyeballs need light in order to see the road so you don't hit things.
That's right, James. And the sun is not always an option because of an extremely scary thing called nighttime.
Yeah, that's right, Nolan. Nighttime is extremely scary. So we're gonna fight the night. High Truck is getting this KC Highlights Pro 6 Gravity LED light bar and a pair of KC daylighters for a combined cost of 2,000 buccarinos. You recognize that logo? That's Americana, baby. It's like Marty McFly,
Yes,
dude. What is this, Alaska? Sun never goes down around High Truck.
Low Truck, on the other hand, is getting this $90 light bar that's literally 20 times cheaper than High Truck. Got some little lights, some wiring. Let me get a katana sound effect editor.
Whoa, that's ugly.
It's kind of spiky looking.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna perform about the same. I really do. There's a reason big truck guys all over the country have put cheap light bars on their rigs. That's because these things are bright as shit.
It's only one way to find out. Let's put them on our trucks and go drive like big boys at night and not get scared.
I brought my binky.
So we spent 2,000 bucks on lights, but we decided we didn't just want to put them directly on the roof of the truck, you know? There's racks for that. So we spent another 750 bucks on this rack to put the lights on. We like racks, you know?
The point of this whole camping trip is to hunt down the man who killed my father and bring him to justice. So I think that this heavy-duty roof rack by Prinsu will be a perfect place to stow our prisoner.
Is that your roof rack?
God damn. Dude, that thing's fucking mean looking.
That's cool. All right, Aaron, this is what we got. We got a 42-inch light bar with some separate pods for our mounting pleasure. This is a combination spot and flood. You see it's got the floods on the outside and the spot in the middle for that focus type beam.
Usually when you have like combination stuff, you'll have like a separate wire or 3 wires to do a separate function. So maybe it got a little bit brighter or turned one off when the other was on. It's not the case. Looks like you got on and off. So all of them are coming on with the on switch, all of them are going off with the off switch. Ready?
I'm ready.
Oh yeah.
How about this?
Blind him.
Dang.
Is that pod light?
attached to me.
Yes, it is. That is, that's
brighter
brighter than this. Dude, that roof rack is gonna be sick.
Don't touch it.
No moving it.
I'm not gonna touch it.
Don't touch it, Felipe. So we got to bolt this right onto our roof, which means once we put it on, there's no turning back. You're selling your truck with this rack.
All right, now that we actually have our roof rack installed, we can finally start focusing on the actual point of this episode, putting some lights on this truck.
One thing that we run into time and time again with more expensive parts is adjustability. Low Team has a light bar that they bought from Spencer's Gifts. It's the shape that it is. It goes where it goes. It's gonna point straight, hopefully. But we have the option to run our lights in either straight, which means every light goes in the same direction, semi-radius, which means the middle lights go straight, and the outside lights point towards the sides of the road, and then full radius, which is essentially a rainbow. Every light has a little bit of degree to it. Again, it's probably gonna take a little bit more time to set up, but in the long run, we're gonna have exactly what we need when we need it, and to me, that's worth the money.
Well, that'll definitely work.
Dude, that looks so cool.
Got the new extended piece right here for our light bar. Instead of drilling a bunch of holes, I'm gonna try to find every crease that I can up to that point so that I don't have to snake this through anywhere sharp.
Brings me no joy doing this. I'm hurting just as much as you are. It's fine. I always knew it was gonna close. Never a doubt in my mind. Freaking solid ass, dude. There it is. It's a real Baja truck right there.
We got all the wiring routed, hooked up to the battery, ready to go. We should be ready to test. Ready to rock?
Go ahead. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that's bonsai. That's classy right there.
All right, our lights are on. They work, they're bright as hell. Aaron, they're pretty easy to install, huh?
Yeah, that was, geez, like compared to what these guys have to go to.
Yeah.
Well,
Scale this from 1 to 10, this is like a 3.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Very easy.
so this is about as much downward tilt as we have just because of the fairing, but I think they look badass. This thing finally looks like a toy truck, and that was the dream all along.
Still have to wire them, which is gonna be about just as much work as we've done thus far, and then I've still got a bunch of other lights to install. Looks like Low Team's already done. You know, being on a budget doesn't seem so bad all of a sudden. Luckily, some of our past work is paying off big time right now. This switch panel that we installed with the air compressor and the lockers. Having this switch box installed gives me a really easy option for wiring up these lights. I can just cut off most of the wiring of these lights and wire them straight into this box, and then they'll work from my switch panel that's already installed. All that time spent, it's really paying off.
Get trucked up and call your mom. Get trucked up and call your mom and tell your mom to get trucked, and then put grandma on the phone and say, hey, old lady, get trucked.
Hell yeah, dude. Good song.
Let's talk about some specs. The light bar on High Truck is rated at a brightness of 16,100 lumens. Sounds pretty bright, right? Well, this guy right here is rated at 57,600 lumens. Not bad for $80. However, a high lumens rating does not a good light bar make. Lumens are just measured off of the bulbs themselves, the little LED cells that you can see in our light bar. Lumens does not take into account the housing that the lights are in. So that would be each of these individual mirror kind of cones that they're living in. So just because it has a super high number does not mean that this light bar is necessarily going to be brighter than high car. So a better measure of brightness is a measurement called lux, which measures brightness at a distance in a square meter. There is some debate as to which metric is the best for measuring brightness, but I think for our purposes, it sounds like lux is probably the best one because we want to be able to throw a lot of light a very far distance so we can see what's in front of us out on the trail.
Roof lights. Front lights. Hey, hey, oh.
You look like Bo Burnham.
Cool, dude.
Great work.
Dude, call, dude.
Dude, cool.
Call. We're out here in the middle of the desert. It is scary dark. Before we get out on the trail, we just want to do a quick side-by-side. So we parked both trucks right next to each other. We're setting up some cones at different distances. We're going to get some light readings at each of the cones.
We want to see how the light actually floods out of these lights and how it hits the ground, what kind of beam patterns we have. So what we've got here with the KC lights is kind of a multi-pattern. They're kind of split between a long throw spotlight and more of a floodlight. So they should do a really good job of throwing light out far, but also lighting up everything kind of in our near vicinity. Now these two at the front are just spotlights. So these are just to throw light super far, super down low, under the dust, and keep the trail lit up for us.
All right, are we ready?
The moment you've been waiting for your entire life.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's pretty bright.
Pretty bright. It's like daylight out there.
Pretty damn good, dude. It's more of a flood. It's more of a floodlight.
What's it look like from coming on? I want to see how scary you look. Oh God. Oh God. I would be so scared.
I feel pretty damn good, dude. For 80 bucks?
It's pretty good. Cannot deny. Might not be as good looking, but puts out a lot of light.
That's a slamming deal. For 80 bucks, I don't think you'd be any happier than that. Now, let's see how it compares to high seas.
Yeah.
These lights better be bright.
Let's do it.
Oh.
Damn.
Dude, that's a spread.
So we've got maybe more throw. Like the electrical boxes out there,
Yeah.
I think are better lit up.
It looks more focused.
Yeah, our beam pattern I think is supposed to be a bit narrower, and that's even what it says like from KC Lights.
I was expecting a little bit more, to be honest. The $1,500 price tag on that top light bar, you're really paying for that look, I think. Which I will say, really nice look. KC Lights, that's iconic, you know?
All right, so this is 40 feet and low trucks light reading in terms of lux. 150 lux from here. All right, flip over to high truck. Nice. 320.
320.
That's over double.
It's obvious. It's a lot better. It's a lot better on high truck. It's like using little LED pads that we have on top of these cameras versus using full studio lights.
So as we've seen, the light that's coming out of high truck setup is far superior. It's literally scientific, but the only way we can tell how usable any of this is to take these guys on the trail.
Damn. I mean, it is like night and day.
Yeah.
Look at all those reflectors. Yeah, you can really see it. If we turn it off. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Nothing. I mean, dude, for 80 bucks?
Theirs is scary, dude. Dude.
Jesus.
All right, now let's switch over to low. We'll swap trucks so we can see whose light is more usable.
We can experience each other's trucks firsthand, as only 4 best friends can experience.
What?
All right, let's flip this light bar on. Hey, whoa, it makes the front of the truck so much brighter.
We can see.
Yeah, we can see, it's totally usable. And honestly, the light pattern in like our near vicinity is way smoother.
This is a stark difference in the brightness.
$1,500 better?
I don't know.
$1,000 better?
This is one of those spots where, if I'm honest, this is it, man.
So Nolan, does more expensive mean more better? Why are you thinking so hard? What is there to think about?
Highlight setup is very cool.
Very
Obviously better.
Obviously.
Yes.
Obviously, yeah, based on
But
science.
it's so much money.
I'm gonna say more expensive is 100% worth it. I think
Worth it.
our KC setup altogether was
$2,000.
and
That's a lot of money.
your LED setup was $90.
Yeah.
So over 10 times the amount of money, but I think our lights look cooler. Looks count for a lot in this case. Even if you're not in the dark on a trail using your lights, you're still using your lights, you know what I mean, on the road. Your lights don't suck at night.
They do not. They are very effective.
It lit up the road in front of you. Nowhere near as far in front of you.
And not with as much clarity.
Yeah.
It's like when we first got to our testing site and we turned on our lights, it's like, oh, that's the KCs. This is like the same. But as the lights stayed on for longer, it's hard to explain, especially if you weren't there, man. But like, it really felt more real, the light coming off of high truck. It sounds crazy, but it's true. Also, big drawback of our light setup, we could not turn on our spotlight separate from our running lights on our bumper, unfortunately. That's, I would say, a big drawback. You're just getting all the light all at once.
All the light going everywhere all at once.
Whereas you could be very selective with your lights, which I am envious of.
Every single light in our setup is modular. Sure, I bought all those lights, but if I want to run 2 of them tomorrow, I can take the other ones off. Whereas yours is sort of like set it and forget it.
That's right, yeah.
So I think 100%, I think that KC lights are worth it. More expensive is better.
As much as it pains me to say, as low team, as a low boy, and someone who doesn't have $2,000 to spend on lights, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I think the looks alone justify it. That KC logo is iconic.
That being said, if you are a guy who wants to just get out and drive at night for some reason, away from other people, no questions asked. I don't want to know, okay? I don't want to know. But you can definitely get away with spending less than $100, and that's really, really impressive.
I see why people buy this stuff.
But you probably are a criminal. Thank you guys so much for watching this season of High Low and supporting us.
If you're a Donut Media freak and you want more, check out the join button down below. You'll get access to the Donut Underground, where you'll get director's cuts of these episodes, where some of my
best bits.
Some of the best bits.
Some of the funniest stuff I said all season.
You also get access to our members-only Discord channel, where James and I hop in from time to time. You also get access to exclusive behind-the-scenes videos that kind of fill in the gaps of our...
Yeah, everything that doesn't make sense for the main channel. It's really fun. You guys should check it out. I love you.
Be kind. See you next time.
See you next time.